So I see you guys are struggling financially in America. Meanwhile, I'm out here living my best life. Listen, if I teach you guys the exact steps that I took to help me reach financial freedom, I got the shackles off my feet and now I can do the stanky leg, you feel me? You're going to have to promise you're going to vote for me for president in 2040. Grab your seat. Okay, so boom, America is a capitalist society. So there's only like a few different ways to work the board, you feel me? There's steps and you can't do them out of order. You do them out of order, you mess the whole thing up. Step 1, you got to make sure you pay off any bad debt. What is bad debt? Bad debt is 2 things. 1, it doesn't help you make income. And 2, it has a high interest rate. So we got to get rid of that first. If you do this out of order, I'm telling you, you're going to mess it up because your interest going to be eating up any profits in step 3. So you got to pay off those debts first. Now, what is not bad debt? A mortgage, a student loan. We're going to get to the student loans later because that's the thing is like, even if you file bankruptcy, the student loans don't go away. So we do want to pay off the student loans eventually. Do not just not pay those off. The thing is, if you can get them refinanced or any rate, typically it's under 3%, you're doing okay. Now let's move forward. Step 2. Step 2 is going to be your cushion savings or your emergency account. Now, a lot of y'all are in your Boss Bay era. You don't need to be starting businesses if you're not solving a problem because 90-something% of businesses fail. You need to be working for someone else. And if you're passionate about something, because a lot of y'all go into business because you're passionate about hair, okay, then go and work at somebody else's hair salon. Go and work at somebody else's bakery. You know why? Because you're going to get paid to uncover the problem, build a clientele, and become better at your skill. Boom. Stop down in the 9 to 5. A lot of people don't get that. You need to be working for somebody else first. So if you're still downing 9 to 5s, you need to go back and listen to the last 20 seconds. Get paid to get better at your skill and find the problem. Okay, so boom, you got you a stable job, right? Everything coming in, right? Boom, so now you got your cushion, your little emergency. Let's talk about living within your means. Because a lot of you guys are not living within your means. If you're driving a Mercedes and you're not making Mercedes money and you still have all these loans, what's going on? That's outside of your means. Who you're trying to impress. Because in reality, you're only impressing the people beneath you. We want to impress the people above us. And the people above us are not fazed by the little car, by the little jewelry, by the little bags. They're not fazed. Let's get financially responsible. You need to be reading. Readers are leaders. Step 3. Now, this is the point in which you get to the investment stage. I'm going to have to give some disclaimers about that. Here they are. Let's say you funded your emergency/cushion account, right? Now what do we do? Because we can't just have hundreds of thousands and hundreds of thousands in the bank. There's no reason in doing that because if you keep your money in the bank or in a shoebox or wherever you're keeping it that is not invested, you're losing money due to inflation. So for every $100, let's say there's a 3% inflation rate right now, it's like 7 or 8 or 9. But let's just say it's 3%. For every $100 you keep it in the bank, you really is 97. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? So that's why you need to think of your investment accounts or whatever your investments are as like a substitute for your savings account because they're actually going to generate some income for you instead of lose money due to inflation. So how do you know you're ready to invest? Well, that bad debt is paid off. Remember I said you got to do this in order? If you still have credit card debt, you don't need to be investing unless you know 2.0 how credit cards work. That's why I say you need to get rid of that bad debt first, then build your cushion, and then get your investments. This is where the order comes in. Now, people need to understand it is not that easy to get a return on your investment. This is not like a boom, get rich quick scheme. The more money you have, the more return you get. The higher the risk, the higher the return. So you put a little bit of risk and you put a little money in there. Now you get a good amount of return. You want to hedge your risk. You want to minimize the risk. Now you diversify the portfolio. And I know you guys have heard that term before, but let me talk about what I'm saying. If you have enough money to where you could put it aside and not think about it in a savings account, then technically you have enough money to invest. Because the thing is like your investment has to compound over time. This isn't something where you just flipping bricks, flipping packs, none of that. This is set it and forget it type of situation. I know what you're thinking. You need to have a lot of money to be able to invest in things. Not necessarily. Move the needle. $50 a week gets you a couple of different stocks. I think Snap's still under 50. Amazon at 130 right now. We can do stocks. We can do mutual fund contributions. Listen, Vanguard. Victory Capital Mutual. That's where I bank. If you want to bank with me, go to Ninadoesthemost.com and go save with me at the bottom. mutual funds. So it is kind of like a stock portfolio, but the portfolio actually consists of slices of individual stocks. So let's say you invest into a tech portfolio. This might include a little bit of Apple, a little bit of Microsoft, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little cocktail, and boom, now you have a tech portfolio. And each portfolio has a different amount of risk. Sometimes they're conservative, moderate, or aggressive. That's the terms. That's how you know you sound smart. Let's say you big ball and shot calling and you got about $250,000 to invest. Now you can look into two things, either a business or property. Which one has higher risk? The business every time, because you don't know what's going to happen next year. You don't know if it's still going to be in demand or not. Little things that can happen, like hiring the wrong person and your person sink the Google reviews. So in my opinion, I wouldn't go that route. This is why I've always chosen property. Real conservative. They not making no more land. You're always going to win in the end, especially if you have more time to let that asset appreciate. So let's say you got that $250,000, right? You invested in property. That property is in essence your interest yielding, okay? It gives you a little bit of equity, boom, yielding savings account. Now you're making money. You combating inflation. Even if you don't even rent that house, even if you don't even put nothing on that land, you still win, because at the end of the day, you're combating any inflation you would have acquired if you just kept your money in the bank. Now it's going somewhere and it has a value, and you can actually sell this land, this property, this whatever when you need to re-up or get that liquid capital back. Now, I understand everybody's weird obsession with passive income, but if you haven't surpassed steps 1 and 2, you got no business thinking about passive income. You still need to be perfecting your skill so that you can have your fundraising income for steps 1, 2, and 3. You feel what I'm saying? It's an order to all of this. So step 3 is really the only passive income. That's where you wake up and you're making money in the stocks, or your property is appreciating, whether you popping pimples or not. So that's why I say this is how you truly get out of your financial shackles in America in a capitalistic system. This is the only way. This is the only way. I get it. Some of y'all have gotten lucky and you found loopholes, been able to get in property with no money down. Good for you. But you got to hold on to that property for a minute, or at least come in under the value. That way you have some equity. Otherwise, it takes a minute to build that equity. Things you need to know. We can go into step 2 if you want to get it. Oh, by the way, y'all didn't even know that I'm technically a licensed California realtor. I think it's 01973297. That's my DRE number. Anyway, so yeah, we could talk about that all day long. I don't really do deals or nothing because look at where I am. But that doesn't mean I don't understand how this works. And I will highly caution against some of these different, loans. But that's neither here nor there. The biggest thing you need to be asking yourself throughout this entire video is, what is my skill/talent that I can improve upon, and who can I work for to uncover the problem so I can raise my capital to then move to step 2 and then 3. Once you've answered that, you've really unlocked all the secrets to life. And you cracked the code. You gained the game. For more of this advice, make sure you follow me.